This episode is brought to you by Netflix. From the creator of Homeland, Claire Danes and Matthew Rhys star in the new Netflix series, The Beast in Me, as ruthless rivals whose shared darkness will set them on a collision course with fatal consequences. The Beast in Me is a riveting psychological cat and mouse story about guilt, justice, and doubt. You will not want to miss this. The Beast in Me is now playing only on Netflix.
Grabbing the holidays by the boughs with Duluth. Step 1. Hire a mall Santa to handle snow removal.
Ho, ho, ho! My sciatica!
Step 2. Hit Duluth Trading and load up on fire hose pants, buck naked underwear, pocket pack bibs, free swinging flannel, and all kinds of ingenious gear you won't find anywhere else. Grab the holidays by the boughs and shop Duluth Trading, online and in-store.
It's another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily, and I'm Dr. Neal Malik. Hey there, happy Friday, and welcome to another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily, where I answer your health questions related to fitness, diet and nutrition, and lots more. You send in the questions, and I answer them for you. Now, we're giving away an Optimal Living Daily workbook to you free of charge if you send in a relevant question. So, be sure to send one in before we run out. Now, we can only do this if your address is in the US for now, but we're happy to send a digital version if you're outside of the US. Now, you can email a relevant health-related question to health@oldpodcast.com. All right, and with that, let's hear today's question as we optimize your life. Today's question came via email. Allie writes, "Hi there, Dr. Neal. I'm a 34-year-old female with mild ulcerative colitis. Other than taking medications prescribed by my doctors, do you have any recommendations on how to manage my symptoms in a more natural way? Thanks." Thank you for taking the time to send in your question, Allie. I'm sorry to hear about your diagnosis, but I am glad to hear that your ulcerative colitis seems to be well controlled. Now, before I talk about ways to manage symptoms naturally, let's start at the beginning and talk about what ulcerative colitis is. As the name suggests, ulcerative colitis is when ulcers or sores form in the colon, which is also known as the large intestine. These ulcers can show up anywhere throughout the large intestine, and along with these ulcers, the large intestine usually becomes inflamed. In fact, ulcerative colitis is a type of inflammatory bowel disease, often abbreviated IBD. A quick note, inflammatory bowel disease is different from irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS. The symptoms of inflammatory bowel disease, like ulcerative colitis and irritable bowel syndrome, can seem similar. For example, those with ulcerative colitis may experience symptoms like cramping and diarrhea. Those with irritable bowel syndrome may also experience these same symptoms. But there are big differences in the disease pathology and the way it presents. For example, those with ulcerative colitis often experience blood in their stool and bloody diarrhea. Those with irritable bowel syndrome do not. So, in those with ulcerative colitis, these symptoms come and go. So someone with ulcerative colitis will not experience bloody diarrhea or blood in their stool all the time. But when this happens, we call it a flare-up. So during a flare-up, those with ulcerative colitis will often experience intestinal cramping and blood in their stool. Then, often with the help of medication, the flare-up will pass and these symptoms will go away, and those with ulcerative colitis will start to feel normal again. Now, no one really knows what causes ulcerative colitis and why it exists, but it is considered a chronic disease, which means that once someone has been diagnosed with it, they will likely always have it. The only cure is to surgically remove the entire large intestine. But luckily, there are some very effective medications that reduce the chances of someone having another flare-up. These medications need to be taken regularly. If they're not, then an ulcerative colitis flare-up is likely going to happen again, and that's where the cramping and bloody diarrhea might start happening again. Now, back to your question, Allie. Besides medication, are there natural ways to manage symptoms and avoid having another flare-up? Luckily, yes, there are. I do need to mention that managing ulcerative colitis symptoms and flare-ups can be different for everyone. So, usually, a doctor will have some general recommendations, But then after sharing those recommendations, they'll often say something like, but be sure to note how your body responds. For example, when symptom-free, getting enough fiber each day from fruits and vegetables can be helpful. This is because getting enough fiber can help keep the gut microbiome healthy, which may prevent future flare-ups. But the catch to this is, for some with ulcerative colitis, they may be sensitive to certain fruits and vegetables. When it comes to fruit, some with ulcerative colitis might be sensitive to stone fruits like peaches, plums, and nectarines. Others may also find that vegetables from the nightshade family, like tomatoes and eggplant, can trigger a flare-up. Also, whole grains, beans, and lentils may help us meet those daily fiber goals, but again, some with ulcerative colitis may find these foods trigger a flare-up. So finding ways to get enough fiber each day without triggering a flare-up may help keep the gut microbiome healthy and help manage symptoms. In fact, cooking fruits and vegetables instead of consuming them raw may help. Now, there are some studies that show supplementing with probiotics may be helpful too. For example, a type of supplement called VSL3 has been found to help reduce symptoms during a flare-up. So this is something worth discussing with your doctor to see if taking VSL3, even without symptoms, to avoid a flare-up. And your doctor can also provide specifics about dosing, because if you look at the packaging of VSL3, it'll say you can take anywhere from this dose to a very high dose, and it's a pretty wide range. So again, your doctor can best guide you. Then there's turmeric. Turmeric is a spice and a member of the ginger family. It's often used in East Asian dishes and curries and mustards. The main active ingredient in turmeric is curcumin, so you might see people refer to turmeric and curcumin as if they're the same thing. Basically, curcumin, the main ingredient, seems to have anti-inflammatory properties, and studies have shown that it may be helpful for reducing the likelihood of ulcerative colitis flare-ups and even help reduce symptoms during a flare-up. Now, the type of turmeric and the dose is important here. So, if someone's using a turmeric supplement, we want to be sure that that supplement also contains black pepper. Also, consuming turmeric with a large meal and with dairy like milk or yogurt may help the body better absorb curcumin. And that's what the black pepper is for too. It seems the body can absorb curcumin much better when there's black pepper. Now, when it comes to dosing, 1 gram of turmeric taken twice a day with a large meal may be most helpful. Now, we always want to discuss dosing with a doctor. Turmeric is a blood thinner and can affect the liver, so talk to your doctor before taking a turmeric supplement. And lastly, limiting caffeine, high fat, and fried foods, and limiting alcohol can also help reduce the chances of a flare-up or help manage a flare-up. Then there's exercise. When it comes to stress in general, stress may trigger a flare-up. Exercise often helps us reduce stress, and so exercise seems to be a pretty good way to prevent flare-ups. What kind of exercise is best? It really depends on you. What kind of exercises do you enjoy, and what makes you feel the best? Right now, there's a talented person out there who could take your company to the next level. Do you want to hope they see your job post before your competitors? Or do you want to match with them with Indeed sponsored jobs? Stop struggling to get your job post even seen on other sites. Give your job the best chance to be seen with Indeed sponsored jobs. When I was looking to hire, it was so slow and overwhelming. I wish I had used Indeed. Spend more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results now with Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/health. Just go to Indeed.com/health right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed.
A message from McAfee. Wondering why the post office is texting you or why you owe thousands of dollars in toll fees? Because someone's trying to scam you. The good news? McAfee can help. With McAfee's award-winning scam detection, it's easy to tell what's real and what's fake over text, in your inbox, and online. If they're
You want a free gift?
Seriously? If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
I hope you found this information helpful, Allie, and I want to thank you again for taking the time to send in your question. Now, if you want to get your hands on our Optimal Living Daily Workbook and have your question answered right here on the show, just send one in. You can email one directly to health@oldpodcast.com. Now, if you want to send in a question via audio, come by oldpodcast.com/ask to record straight from your computer. Or you could do it the old-fashioned way and call in your question. The number is country code 161 I love OHD. That's 1-614-568-3643. All right, that'll do it for another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily. Thank you so much for listening every day and all the way through. I hope you have a great start to your weekend. And of course, I'll see you back here tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.